You've probably noticed something strange about people who actually change their lives. They don't make grand, dramatic gestures. They don't wake up one day deciding to revolutionize everything at once. In fact, they do exactly the opposite. While most people seek the 100% transformation, that radical change that will solve everything at once, those who actually evolve understand an uncomfortable truth. 1% every day is mathematically superior to 100% once in a while. Today we're going to dissect this apparent contradiction and reveal why your brain is programmed to prefer the path that works least. Let's do a simple mental exercise. Imagine two people. Person A decides to improve 1% each day for a year. At the end of 365 days, they haven't just improved 365%, they've improved 3,778%. That's right, almost 38 times better than when they started. Person B decides to make radical 100% changes every 2 months, 6 major transformations per year. Sounds impressive, right? But here's the problem. They can't sustain any of them. The math is ruthless. The person who improves 1% daily and maintains it for a year exponentially surpasses whoever tries 100% leaps but quits within weeks. But why does our brain prefer the illusion of radical transformation? Your brain is addicted to immediate rewards. When you decide to change 100% of your life, there's a massive dopamine surge. You feel powerful, transformed, special. The problem is this sensation is false. Real change is invisible in the first days, weeks, even months. It's like planting a tree. You don't see the root growth, just the seed in the soil. Your brain interprets this as it's not working and abandons the process. But 100% change gives you the illusion of immediate progress. You feel like you've done something grand, but grand doesn't mean effective. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. The 1% consistency is invisible to others and uncomfortable for you. There are no applause, no immediate recognition. That's why few choose this path, and exactly why it works. Here's a truth nobody wants to hear. Real change is boring. When you improve 1% daily, each individual day seems insignificant. You don't feel different. You don't see progress. You have no dramatic story to tell. It's invisible to you and to the world. But this invisibility is exactly what makes the process invincible. While 100% changes generate resistance from your brain, your body, your environment, 1% improvements slip past the internal alarm system that sabotages major transformations. It's like the difference between forcing a locked door and finding the right key. The 100% force breaks the door, but also breaks you in the process. The 1% consistency is the key that opens the lock without damaging anything. Think about it this way. Would you rather be 1% better today or have the illusion of being 100% better for a week and return to zero? We live in a culture addicted to before and after, 30-day transformations, instant results, radical changes. This has created a generation of people who can no longer tolerate the process. But here's the raw truth. Everything worthwhile in life is the result of 1% daily for years, not 100% for weeks. Your body wasn't built for radical changes. Your mind wasn't programmed for instant transformations. Your habits weren't formed overnight, and they won't be broken that way either. The person who does 15 minutes of exercise every day for a year is in better shape than someone who does 3 hours once a week. The writer who writes 200 words daily finishes more books than someone who writes 5,000 words once a month. The entrepreneur who improves 1% of their business daily surpasses whoever tries to revolutionize everything at once. So how do you apply this in practice? First, stop seeking transformations. Start seeking increments. Instead of, I'm going to lose 44 pounds, think, I'm going to walk 10 minutes today. Instead of, I'm going to revolutionize my career, think, I'm going to learn one new thing about my field today. Second, make the 1% so small it's impossible to fail. If you want to read more, start with 1 page per day, not 1 book per week. If you want to save money, put away $1 today, not 10% of your salary. Third, understand that you won't feel progress in the first 30, 60, even 90 days. This is normal. This is the process working. The tree is creating roots before showing fruit. The truth is simple, but not easy. 1% every day beats 100% once in a while because consistency beats intensity. Always. While you're seeking dramatic transformation, someone somewhere is improving 1% today and tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. A year from now, that person will be somewhere you can't even imagine, while you'll still be searching for the next radical change. The question isn't whether you want to change, it's whether you have the patience to improve. Because real change isn't an event, it's a process. And processes don't respect your urgency, they respect your consistency. So what will it be today? Your 1% or another attempt at 100% that you know you won't sustain? The anvil is here, the hammer is in your hand, but you only forge something real with 1 strike at a time. But let's get even more specific about how this math works in real life. Imagine you want to master a skill. The average person thinks, I'll study 8 hours this weekend. They study intensely for 2 days, feel productive, and then don't touch the subject for 2 weeks. By the end of the month, they've invested maybe 16 hours sporadically. Now compare that with someone who decides to study just 20 minutes per day. Seems like nothing, right? But in 30 days, that's 10 hours of consistent study. The crucial difference isn't in the quantity, it's in the frequency. The brain that receives information every day creates deeper neural connections than the brain that gets bombarded intensely once a week. This is the anatomy of mastery. It's not about what you do occasionally, it's about what you do religiously. And here's an even more uncomfortable truth. You probably already know this. Intellectually, everyone understands that consistency works better than intensity. So why do we keep choosing sporadic 100%? Because our ego prefers the heroic narrative. We prefer to see ourselves as someone capable of great feats, not as someone who does small things every day. There's something romantically seductive about the idea of radical transformation, but there's something profoundly humiliating about the idea of invisible progress. The problem is that real life isn't a movie. There's no dramatic music playing when you improve 1% daily. There's no epic montage showing your gradual evolution. There's just you, alone, doing the same small thing again every day, with no one noticing. And that's exactly why so few succeed. Most people don't quit because it's difficult. They quit because it's tedious. Boredom kills more dreams than difficulty, because difficulty at least makes you feel heroic. Boredom makes you feel ordinary. But here's the secret silent winners know. Ordinary is exactly what you need to be during the process to become extraordinary in the result. Comment below, what will be your 1% today? One small, specific thing you can do right now. Let's build a community of people who understand that real progress is invisible in the early days, but exponential in the long run.